Hello everyone and welcome to this step-by-step tutorial on how to set up and take the Marlins English test online. This video is here to help you avoid common mistakes and make sure you are fully prepared before you begin the test, whether you are taking it from home, at the training center or on board. First, let's go over some important do's and don'ts. Before you start, make sure you have a stable internet connection. This is crucial to avoid any disruptions. Use a quiet and well-lit space where you won't be disturbed. Prepare a working headset or speakers so you can hear everything that is presented on the online test. Use a laptop or desktop computer. Tablets and phones are not recommended. Don't use browsers such as Safari or Internet Explorer. It's best to use Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. Don't open other tabs or apps during the test. It might cause errors, or you might end up being flagged as a suspicious activity. Don't let others speak around you or help you. The test must be taken independently. Don't leave the test midway. Once you start, it should be completed in one go. And one more important thing, pay close attention to audio instructions and example questions during the test. They will guide you, and rushing through them might cause confusion later. In the next part of this video, I will walk you through the exact steps to get started from logging in into the navigation and test sections. Let's get started and make sure you are fully ready to pass your Marlins exam with the confidence. Let's start setting up our account so we can do the test. There's two ways that you can enter. If you're one of my candidates, you will be receiving the checklist with a direct address that you can access. You open that checklist, you press the link, you press trust, confirm, and you're going to be prompted to the web page of the Marlins test. Or you can just go on Google, enter Marlins test online, and enter on the first one that pops up. Make sure it's www.marlinstest.com. This is also eligible marlins.co.uk. You can enter on both. Let's go on the first, and this is the page that you are going to land on. You can see here you can register, you can take a test, and you can practice as well. We will be doing some practicing after we register, but let's go in. You can see this orange button, register now, and press there. You will be registering for the account now. You will select your title and your first and last name. Let's put your own. You put your job position that you're applying for. Let's say that I'm applying as a personal trainer. I will be adding personal trainer, and now you will need to add your email address and confirmation of the email address. I've created already several accounts, but I will be adding an additional one, and you retype the same email address that you have added there. Make sure that you have access to this email address. Company details, if you're one of my candidates, you should be skipping here. You will be adding your address at this part. You will adding your city, country, postcode, and your phone number as well. Make sure it's selected the country that you are from. You can skip the extension, additional information. You don't need web address or VAT number at all. You should be adding a password and remembering the password as well. You select the password, you retype the password as well. Make sure the password is in compliance what the web page is looking for. You don't need to mark this, and just press register. So putting your general information, company name not needed, only the things with this orange little star next to it. This is what you will be completing. Press register, and now you will be prompted this part. Thanks you for registering. This is what you should be seeing if you have registered successfully. Thanks for registering. You can now purchase tests, set up the test sites, allocate tests, take tests, and take me to my account. Okay, take me to my account. You're now prompted to this. You can purchase and use test in 3 steps. Purchase test, generate license codes, take test. So right now you will be purchasing tests. If you're one of my candidates, you will need a test for cruise ship staff, the middle one. Make sure to confirm with your company or recruiter which one do you need. But if you're one of my candidates and you're coming for London Wellness Academy and Once Power World, you will need a language test for cruise ship staff, the middle one, and the charge is $23. You will be pressing buy here, and you will be prompted to this. You will just select one, add to cart, and you go check out. After you press checkout, you will be prompted to billing details. You should be adding your information from your card that you are paying with. It should be the address that is listed on the billing card information. You put personal. Shopper type, you put personal. You don't press business because with business you will need different instructions. You put personal, agree terms, proceed to payment. The second part is your order summary and payment. You will be checking the information that you have added. This is the total amount. You will be adding your card information and you will be paying with your card. And you select country or region where your card is from, and you don't need to tick anything from here, and you just press pay. It's processing now. Purchase confirmation. Right now you have purchased successfully your test. You can take the test immediately and press begin my test now, or you can return to menu, practice, and then come back for your test. When you press return the menu, you will see that you have one test for you in your database because you have just purchased it. Right now, let's practice. You can press take a test. Don't go to the first one. Let's go to the practice tests. Practice test, we are going to press, of course, cruise ship staff because this is what we want to practice, because this is what we have paid. Select your language. I advise you choosing English. You're about to take a practice test for the Marlins English language test. This demonstration, it is not a full test. You will not receive a score after doing the practice test. The practice test provides one description of each type of the question that appears in the test. So one description, followed immediately by one interactive practice screen for each type of question that appears in the test. So let's take the practice test. These are just some of the examples that you can take a look. And let's start practicing. Our guest is asking about vegetarian dishes. Why is she worried about a cucumber salad? So let's play.
Excuse me, do you have a selection of vegetarian dishes?
Certainly, ma'am. Here's the menu. All the dishes marked V are vegetarian. And today's special is tomato and red pepper tart with a spicy cucumber salad.
Will the spicy salad blow my head off?
No, I don't think so. But if it's a problem, we can give you a creamy coleslaw salad instead.
So the question is, why is she worried about cucumber salad? The verbiage that she's using is related to it might be too hot. So she's concerned that it will blow her head off. That means it might be too hot. This is why I also said it's very important to listen carefully. Make sure your speaker is to the highest volume so you can actually hear and listen what the test is saying to you. You can play one more time, or you can choose it might be too hot, and we are going to move to the next one. We have examples now for the second type of the test. At this type of the test, we need to listen to the
Good morning.
appropriate...
How long does a full body massage take?
That's 90 minutes.
Oh, in that case, could I book one for this afternoon?
I'm really sorry, we don't have a free slot this afternoon. We could do a shorter treatment though.
What sort of treatment?
Well, we could do an Indian head massage that takes half an hour, or a reflexology foot massage that's 3/4 of an hour.
What about a facial?
Yes, that would be possible.
How long does it take?
1 hour.
In that case, could you book me in for a treatment, please?
So at this type of the question, we need to listen, and then we need to select the appropriate picture. The guest asked for the different types of the treatments, and at the end she has chosen the 60-minute facial, so this would be the correct answer, and we are moving on to the next one. Next type. At this time, we need to listen and choose the correct answer.
Is it possible to have a cabin upgrade?
So at this type of the question, you need to listen and you need to figure out what answer makes sense to this question. So the guest is asking, is it possible to have a cabin upgrade? So any possible answer to this question is, I'm afraid there aren't any free ones available, because anything other than that, it doesn't make much sense. So this is what we will be selecting. At this, you just need to listen what is the time.
We've changed time zones. It's now 18:25 hours.
18:25. This is a common thing to change time zones when you're in a cruise ship, so you will see guests all the time trying to figure out what is the right time that we are on board a cruise ship at. Here we just need to select the correct word. Cabin 512 would like a wake-up call at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Appropriate word that you will be adding, because this is the part of the grammar that you should know. Cabin 512 would like a wake-up call at 6 a.m. Cabin 512 liked a wake-up call at 6 a.m. tomorrow. This is a past tense, so it cannot be the correct answer. Cabin 512 liking a wake-up call. Also, ing form is the present tense, so not the correct one. Like is a present tense as well, so it doesn't work at this example. So would like is the correct one to choose. Here we just need to arrange the words in the sentences. One of the guests was treated for heat stroke. So one of the guests was treated for heat stroke. At this stage, you just need to try a couple of times what makes sense. One of the guests, so of the guest, this is the preposition. Was treated is the verb. For heat stroke, for what? For heat stroke. Here we need to choose the correct sentence to describe the image. So at this image, he's working since 2013 until now as a waiter. So this is a continuous thing that is happening from the past. So the correct answer is, he has worked as a waiter since 2013. So this is the only appropriate answer, because he's going to work as a waiter next year doesn't relate to this picture, because it shows that he's working since 2013 till now. We still don't know if he's gonna work the next year. Maybe he quits, who knows, maybe he gets promoted. He worked as a waiter before 2013. This is not correct because he started in 2013. Let's move on. At this test, we have different types of the categories of words, and we just need to add them in. what makes sense. Currency exchange is purser, bandage is nurse, accounting purser, medicine is nurse, ingredients chef, this is cooking chef, and receipt is chef as well, cooking receipt. So this would be the correct way to do it. Next, this type of the questions, we just need to select words and point it to the things on the picture. So we point to sunglasses, we point to jacuzzi, fruit platter, and hat. I hope this is a hat as well. This is a sun visor. Let's say this is a hat. We will be just adding words at this one. Could you tell me the time? We would be just adding words on this one. Could you tell me the time, please? Would be the correct one. No need to hurry, you can take your time. Does the coach usually leave on time for the excursion? Does the coach usually leave on time for the excursion? One needs to be left standing. So this is the correct way. You can go a little bit with the process of elimination and then see what makes sense. But this is the correct way to do it. At this stage, we will just select from the drop-down menu the advantages and disadvantages of working on a cruise ship. So let's see. The following advantages and disadvantages should be considered into account before applying for a job on a cruise ship. So considered is the correct form. You can make a lot of money in short time, which is true, as you have limited expenses and free accommodation. Definitely true. You have the chance to travel the world and see exotic places. Moreover, there are opportunities to get a promotion. Moreover, there are opportunities to get a promotion. Because you cannot carry a promotion, become a promotion, you are not going to become that promotion. You are not to be that promotion. So get a promotion, which is definitely true. On the cruise ships, you can advance very fast. However, you will miss your family and friends. You cannot wish them. Ache, regret. Miss is the correct one, as you will be working away at sea for several months at a time. At sea, you will be required to work long shifts with very little time off. This is partially true depending on where you are working, on what department. Some of the departments have quite a lot of working time, but some of the departments have quite a lot of good balance when it comes to the time off. So this all depends. You might suffer from seasickness. So you might suffer is the correct one. Which is also partially true depending on the size of the vessel that you get placed. But you will survive. This will bother you for a few days and then you get used to it. And then lastly, the following text has 3 paragraphs. Choose the correct title for each paragraph. There is one title you do not need. So we need to read and then select the right one. For centuries, women on board ships were said to bring bad luck. Although such a sailing superstition belongs in the past, the maritime industry is still predominantly male. Only 2% of the world's mariners are female. All American crew on board Caribbean cruise, women in charge of ship west. Gender is not required, issue. So only correct one that makes sense is fewer female seafarers, because this is what this statement is referring to, fewer female seafarers. However, International Women's Day 2020 marked an industry first for one cruise line. One of their cruise ships set sail on a 7-day Caribbean voyage with an all-female bridge and officer team. The first female American cruise ship captain was at the helm, and 26 other women from 17 different countries made up the rest of the senior crew. I think this was the celebrity cruise ship with Captain Kate. Maybe I'm mistaken, but let's see. Women in charge of ship in West Indies is what we are going to select, because it says the first female American cruise ship captain was at the helm. There is no role that I would not give to a woman, says the female CEO of the cruise company. We have hired 5 women engineers recently. The engine room is a difficult environment to work in, but it is important to have more gender balances there as well. So we will be selecting gender is not a requirement issue for a cruise director, because here it says there is no role that I would not give to a woman. So there is no role including cruise director, so this is the correct one, and we will proceed to next. And this is your finish test. I made a mistake at 1, probably at reading. Maybe this last part I made a mistake, but overall 95% is pretty good. Just concentrate, you would need more than 80% to pass, and this is by pressing this end practice test, and you can go back and take the test once you are ready. Once you can practice multiple times, once you're ready with your success rate, you can go and take a test and make sure that you have more than 80% if you are one of my candidates. If you're applying for some other position on a cruise ship, make sure to check the candidate requirements for modeling tests from your recruitment agent or agency. If you're liking this type of the video, make sure to subscribe. In the next video, I will be doing the proper test that we have just purchased, so you can see all the questions or similar questions if I'm going to be able to score 100% of positive results. Let's see. Talk to you soon, and bye-bye.